My Christmas present is here. I know I've already had two that were Christmas presents, but this is a Christmas present from my family to me, not my partner. I'm also extremely sorry if you can hear the fly that is buzzing around. It is extremely annoying. I've just gone back home from work. It is stinking hot. It was my first day back at work today, and this wonderful little package arrived for me, which I am so happy about. It's just lifted my spirits so much. It was a rough, rubbish day at work, and it's going to just continue to get worse. So I am so incredibly grateful that I get something so cute and pretty to look at. So the game is called Marrying Mr Darcy, the Pride and Prejudice card game. And I just think that this artwork is so cute, so pretty, so quirky. I really, really love it. So, it's the other way around. I actually don't like it when they do that. So, Marrying Mr Darcy, the Pride and Prejudice card game. It is a truth universally acknowledged that every Jane Austen fan wishes to marry Mr Darcy. This was true of me, so I'm sure it's true of a lot of other people who have read Pride and Prejudice or are a fan of classic literature, Jane Austen, etc. Ages 13 plus, I think it because it's got quite a bit of reading involved, 2 to 6 players and 30 to 60 minutes, funded with Kickstarter, and I'm thinking it comes from the publisher Everson Creative. I know that the author is Erica Savoni. Art design Eric Everson, stock imagery, graphics fairy sort of thing, but I don't know if they just then published it for her. Anyway, Marrying Mr Darcy is a role-playing game where players are one of the female characters from Jane Austen's novel Pride and Prejudice. I am interested in potentially getting the expansion which adds the characters from Emma. I do also like Emma a lot. Then I also like Persuasion, then Sense and Sensibility, and then the rest I can leave, really. These are my favourites. Players work to improve themselves and become more desirable as potential wives for the available suitors. Our heroines attend events and build their character, but extra advantage can be gained by strategic use of cunning. But be warned, though you can turn down a proposal from a suitor you do not admire, you will run the risk of becoming an old maid. All of our heroines' efforts are in hopes of securing the husband that will make them the most satisfied character at the end of the game. Ooh, I'm extremely, extremely excited. And I'm thrilled that so many of these nice, interesting, cute games are coming from Kickstarter. I think Kickstarter has been extremely instrumental. I'm sure you just saw the fly. Go away, fly. Have been extremely instrumental in getting a lot of board games made and out there. The board game industry is absolutely booming, I think. There are just so many. And this artwork is just so beautiful. I have to let you guys see it close up. And I want this lid. I love the teal colour. Oh, yes. So there you go. Very pretty lettering and this graphic design. I know that the this style was also used to do a book version, like an illustrated version. I hope this is focusing nicely. That is so pretty. Careful, just leave it like that. It's fine. I'm actually still in my workout clothes because I've just walked home and then I'm going to go for a jog. So this is in between stuff. So we've got a nice little booklet. It is quite small. Object of the game. In the beginning, courtship stage of the game, heroines attempt to acquire character points and cunning points. When the courtship stage is complete, players roll the dice to see which interested suitors will propose to them during the proposal stage for the most marriage points. The winner is the player with the highest sum total of marriage and character points. And then there's a few examples of things, and you've got 8 heroine cards, 6 suitor cards, 1 old maid card, player guides, event cards, character cards, and a dice. Then it shows a setup. Arrange the suitor cards and old maid face up on the table. Shuffle the event cards that you're using for the middle of the table. Number of event cards in the deck will depend on how many people are playing. Shuffle the character cards. Deal 3 character cards to each player for their hand. They are kept hidden from other players. Place the remaining pile of character cards in the middle of the table. See diagram A. Choosing your heroine, roll the dice. The player with the highest roll chooses their heroine card first. Players continue clockwise. All heroines have a starting dowry. Your dowry can affect which suitors are interested in you, but dowry points do not count as character points. Notice at the back of the heroine card, this which suitors will earn you the most marriage points. So you're just strategically trying to get like the best match for you so that you can become a happy and not old maid. So you draw an event card, follow the instructions, discard character cards if you have more than five in your hand. Draw an event card, take an event card from the center pile, read it out loud, follow the instructions, blah blah blah. And then there are different types. So beauty, wit, friendliness, and reputation are examples. The last type is cunning. Cunning points do not count towards your final score to win the game. However, the heroine who has acquired the most cunning points at the end of the courtship stage will be the first player to enter the proposal stage. And then the player with the second most, and so on, when more suitors are available, and putting her at a significant advantage. Alright, then discard character cards if you have more than 5 in your hand. Nice and simple. Proposal and marriage stages. When all the event cards have been played, this begins. Then you see if the suitor proposes, if you decide to accept them, and then calculate your final score. Ladies first, if you accept a proposal, winning the game with the highest sum total of character points and marriage points. In the case of a tie, the higher dowry wins, blah blah blah. Then rule variances. For the discerning lady or gentleman, expose yourself, all marriage points are revealed. Feminine arts and allurements, use your acquired cunning to increase the odds of a proposal. Secure your comfort, acquire an extra event card for emergencies. Dismissing gentlemen left and right, discard unwanted suitors for extra points on your proposal roll. Everyone loves Mr Darcy, the same marriage points for all characters. Too many ladies, alterations for 7 to 8 players. Okay. Marrying Mr Darcy, the card game credits. That's very cute. Alright, and that is it. Very nice little thing. So here is the dice. It's kind of a standard dice. I'm just trying to look at it. It looks like this side is kind of green. I don't know. I think this dice might have been... It was sitting below then. I think it kind of rubbed off. It's a bit, yep. So that's not a great dice, but that's okay. I've got lots of dice around. So here are character cards and event cards, and then it's a nice little insert in the box. Yes, very nice. I think I'm going to turn mine that way. Right, let's start with, ooh, there's a Jane Bennet. I'm going to start with that pile. Now, are these easy openable cards? No, they are not. So I'm going to have to struggle, potentially use my teeth. All of those good things. Oh no, found a weak link in their chink of armor. A weak link in the chain. A chink in the armor. I might as well just keep opening them. Those are slippery cards. I will try to kill this fly if possible because it is extremely annoying. Right, so I'm just going to, full on go. There is not going to be any holding back. Okay, we've got different colors here. They're all sort of pushed together, so I'm just gonna put them out. Because I think these are like the same things for each person. Anyway, I'm sure I will work it out. Yeah, these all seem to be the same cards. But I don't think those are like the 5 you get at the start of your turn. Maybe they are. thought you got random ones, because if everyone starts with the same, then that's not fair. You need a game of chance, a game of luck. There's the old maid. Is anyone more in here? Does not look like it. Those all look blue to me. Okay, so it said 6 suitors, right? Yeah, so there's the old maid card. So, old maid, you are old, nobody wants to marry you, see reverse and roll the dice to determine your fate. So it's things like, you live a short but lonely and bitter life, you become a companion to a cranky old widow, you become the governess to a wealthy family, you live a lonely, modest life by the grace of a cousin, your resentful uncle takes you in, your cousins cheer you up. Your kind and wealthy family takes you in, you become a celebrated author. Ooh, okay. That's obviously a throwback to Jane Austen. So that's nice. So we've got Mr. Collins. We have Mr. Denny, who is one of the people in the army. Colonel Fitzwilliam. We've got Mr. Wickham, the scoundrel. We've got Mr. Bingley. And we've got Mr. Darcy. And then for the possible ladies you can be, you have Caroline Bingley, Mr. Bingley's sister, so I don't think you're allowed to marry your own brother. I hope not. Georgina Darcy, so I'm sure she can't marry Mr. Darcy either. Then you've got Charlotte Lucas, who canonically marries Mr. Collins, so that's interesting. Lydia Bennet, who canonically marries Mr. Wickham. Kitty Bennet, who canonically doesn't marry. Mary Bennet, same, doesn't marry. Elizabeth Bennet with Mr. Darcy, and Jane Bennet with Mr. Bingley. And so it does say for Jane that marriage points, Mr. Bingley would be number 1 for her. And Mr. Wickham will be last. Elizabeth is Mr. Darcy, then Colonel Fitzwilliam, which I think is very good. Then Bingley, Denny, Collins, Wickham. So, very interesting thing. Who did they put for Mary then? Ooh, Mr. Collins. Yes, she did seem to have a crush on Mr. Collins, didn't she? Kitty is best with Denny. Oh, that's cute. That's very cute. And then Caroline is Fitzwilliam, Colonel Fitzwilliam, same with Georgina. And then Charlotte is Mr. Collins. So they're pretty nice and canonical, that. All of the ones that let me do player guides. So it's draw the event card, suitor standards, character points include and then what you have to do, pick out your turn. Then these cards, +2 cunning, you may give this card to another player to remove any one top card from their character piles, discard both cards, or play this card face down on your character for 2 cunning. And then we've got teapot, which is +3 friendliness, because you're having people around for tea. A comb, which is for beauty. Piano for reputation. And then this seems to be the same. So I think it might then just be repetitions. Oh, here's one. A book, an actual book of Pride and Prejudice, ironically enough. Ooh, Inception, +3 wit. But I think... Oh, they all have different amounts. Like this is a +2 wit, and that one was a +3 wit. Okay, so there is like a reason behind this. But now I'm thinking, are there any like new ones in here? I don't think so, because I think there's only the 4 types. Pretty sure. I don't see anything. No, I'm pretty sure these are all just the same. I'm a little bit disappointed by that. Like you could potentially have like 2 different ways of getting cunning, or 2 different ways. Anyway, I'm not to judge. And now we come to the event cards. So tea time. Draw 1 character card. You invite all players over for tea. During tea time, players may trade character cards from their hands. This must be done in a ladylike fashion. When tea time is over, you may play 1 character card. Okay. So I think there's going to be a few. Party card. Dinner and cards at Lucas Lodge. All players roll for their activity. Play pianoforte, badly, discard 1 card from your hand. Turn down a dance with Darcy, no change. Win at cards, draw 1, play 1. Drink too much wine, discard 1 from your hand. Visit with officers, draw 1, play 1. Social butterfly, life of the party, draw 2, play 1. Then we've got Meryton Assemblies, and I think they're all just kind of then Netherfield Ball. Dinner and cards at the Phillips, the Bennets, Gamble at Cards. So this is a new type. Draw one character card now. You must wager this card, but may wager more if you prefer. All other players may choose to wager any cards from their hand. Each gambler rolls a dice. 1 to 2 lose your cards, 3 to 4 keep, 5 to 6 double your wager, play one card. Okay, interesting. So there's a few gamblers. Paint a portrait. Draw one character card, play one character card. If you are Georgina, draw 2 and play 1 because she's very accomplished. Needlepoint, which is beneficial for Charlotte. Flirting with the officers, beneficial for Lydia. Call on Mariah Lucas for Kitty. Learn to play a new piece on the pianoforte, which is for Mary. Visit your aunt and uncle, which is Jane. Walk through the mud to take care of your sick sister for Elizabeth. Plan a ball for Caroline. Your family inherits an estate from a distant cousin. Place this card with your character card for 2 dowry. So there's more dowries. You make a good first impression. Draw 2 character cards, play 1. Mother's favourite, father's favourite. Happy Christmas. Scandal. Oh, scandal, guys. Your gown was deemed far too revealing. Of this illustration. Discard your character's top reputation card. If you have none, discard any 1 card from your hand. Ugh, more scandal. Oh, you are caught kissing an officer of the militia. Elopement. If Mr. Wickham is already married, you narrowly escape and your turn ends now. If he is not married, keep this card. Discard all the reputation cards you've played. Remove Mr. Wickham from the other suitors and place it next to you. Oh my gosh. Steal your sister's bonnet. Attempt to make your rival blush by mentioning the militia. Obstinate, headstrong girl. Your suitor has many reasons for marrying. It is unusual to reject the addresses of a man when he first applies for your favour. Bossy old lady. You are instructed by Lady Catherine on the most proper technique for packing gowns in trunks. Nosy old lady. Practice pianoforte. Read a letter. Mary King comes to town. Discover your true nature. Desperate to marry. Sew yourself a new gown. And then there's more wit, friendliness, reputation, but I think these are like much better. Boring cousin, withhold news from your sister, unladylike behaviour, belle of the ball, scandal, elopement, your sister elopes, spinsterhood agrees with you, surprise proposal, if you're Georgina or have eloped, discard this card and draw a new event for everyone else. Mr. Darcy proposes out of the blue. Missing suitor, Mr. Bingley goes away, visit Pemberley. Oh, I love how it keeps so true to the book, like canon. It is very canon, but at the same time it's nice and fun and just different and quirky. And it's small, comes in a small little box. There's just a few cards and a rather lousy dice. But that is Marrying Mr. Darcy, and I think that I am going to be playing it tonight, if not very soon, because it is my birthday this week, so I'm going to have a fun time with that, because I finally got my Marrying Mr. Darcy game. Yay!